Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Mike from This Survive World, and this is face-to-face number something. Not really sure. I haven't made one in a long time, but yeah, I just wanted to make one because I've been thinking about something recently, and it has to do with Tim Lambesis. I know this might sound like I'm um, referring to something that happened, kind of a while ago. The whole thing that went down with him getting arrested and hiring some hitman on his wife and all this kind of stuff. But I kind of have been thinking about it. I don't know, it came to me a couple months ago or a couple weeks ago. Just was thinking about not just what happened and stuff like that, but I went on As I Lay Dying's page, and I don't think they posted anything since the four remaining members just posted the status and about like saying, hey, we're just letting the legal process go on. We don't know what's going on, all this stuff. I know Tim made a post. You've seen little bits here and there. Him being in the courthouse and all this stuff. So, nobody knows anything yet, but it doesn't look good. And so, kind of as I was thinking about this, it was like I saw him post a blog, or he had posted a blog in the past that kind of had discussed lyrics and said, basically, it came out and said, I don't believe in God. It's been a while since I have. Everybody probably understood that from the lyrics on, I can't remember what was Awakened, or was that the name of a song? I can't remember. But the last album. And I got thinking about how, As I Lay Dying, are they going to continue? And with the vocalist changing all this stuff. And if As I Lay Dying was intended to be a Christian band, not outright, but a metal band made up of Christians, or however you want to say that, did the vocalists, or I'm sorry, did the other band members ever bother to read the lyrics and be like, hey Tim, we noticed you're not really writing Christian lyrics anymore, or did they ever bother to check in on his life? You don't go from reading old lyrics by them. I can tell Tim was inspired by God. He was living for God at a time. He was doing what he was supposed to, and you don't just wake up one day from that to, okay, I'm gonna hire somebody to kill my wife or whatever. And this is all speculative, but you can kind of see where things are going, and it was a gradual. I believe it was a gradual process that brought him to the place in his life where it made sense to do something so crazy like that. And you can't hold those two things in the same hand, living a godly lifestyle and then doing something crazy like that. And I'm sure that's, that wasn't the first thing. So my thought was, for being a Christian band, or for being Christians, at what point should somebody around him have been like, I wonder if they talked to each other and been like, Tim hasn't really been himself lately, or, dude, I don't think Tim's a Christian anymore. And if they did say that and they did see that, should they have approached him and said dude, what happened? Or, or was it well known in the band? Was it oh yeah, Tim's not a Christian anymore, but we can't kick him out, or we don't want to kick him out? For me, one of the reasons I've had a hard time with members, and just I never wanted just somebody with talent, to join this divided world, or just bands in general. But I would never take somebody that just had the talent, and didn't have the belief. That's a huge thing for me, and it probably should be for everyone, but especially for a Christian band. If you're trying to bring a message, you want them to have the same message. So, I'm just kind of thinking about all this complex issues with, Tim. Like I said, he didn't wake up one day and it was like, okay, that was me and now this isn't. And so, I got thinking about the story in Genesis with Cain and Abel, and where God approaches Cain, and is like, not that God didn't know that he had killed him, but he asked him anyways. And he said, basically, I don't know, am I my brother's keeper? And the funny thing is that that's what was written in the Bible. Am I my brother's keeper? And he was answering it for himself, saying, I'm not. But the thing that we take away from that is, I am my brother's keeper, which means, you know, the guys in As I Lay Dying are not, and we're not responsible for Tim's actions, um, and nor are you responsible for somebody else's actions. But at what point are you not responsible? You know what I mean? It's the classic case talking about, like um, people in the German military in the 1940s, during World War II. Well, maybe they didn't specifically incinerate Jews or specifically kill them or anything like that, but they were letting it happen. And, um, to what degree are the other members in As I Lay Dying, not responsible for what took place or Tim's actions, but, I wonder they if they ever approached him or ever, you know what I mean, ever bothered to care enough to say, like, dude, your life's a mess, or, did they ever say something to him, and did he lie to them? Did he just say, yeah, I believe in God, but, I'm just not sure how I feel right now? I'm very curious how that all went down, and, how, who knows what's going to happen with the band at this point, Um, Tim was obviously very iconic, but, for me, I feel better knowing that he's not in the position. You know what I mean? Like, it was almost awkward for him if he didn't believe in God, but to be like the vocalist of a band that's obviously perceived to be Christian. You know what I mean? It was almost like he was he. I don't appreciate that he was faking it. Like, if he said, well, I don't really believe it or whatever. He said, well, it was well known. Well, he never came out and said it either. But anyways, these are my thoughts. These are my ramblings. You know, but yeah, I just kind of want to bring up this topic, and as Christian bands, to what degree are we called to, um, you know, hold one another to a certain standard? And if we see things, at what point does let's say there's a band with 5 members, and at what point do you say to somebody, you can't be in this band anymore because you're not pursuing this belief? Or do you say that unless you get back on track, or that kind of stuff? And I'm curious what everyone thinks about that. I know there's some people that wouldn't have a problem with being in a non-Christian band. I couldn't do it. I don't think it fits with my beliefs. But I'm curious what everyone thinks about this, and I don't want to get too much into could this have been prevented or whatever. But I'm curious. If they saw Tim's life heading in that direction and they never bothered to confront him, then they didn't love him enough to confront him. Because even the Bible tells us that, no, punishes is the wrong word, but God corrects those whom He loves. And if we're called to love one another as Christ loved us, then we should correct one another, or you know what I mean. We should say those things to one another. And there's biblical things about correction in the church, and what I mean, all that kind of stuff. So that's backed up. So I'm curious, how do those guys in As I Lay Dying feel right now about, should they have done something, or did they do things, or you know what I mean? So anyways, yeah, that's it. Face to face. I might not have another face to face, but I'll be putting up something else sometime soon. I got a guitar playthrough video coming out in November, December for the EP. Probably make a little video talking about one of the songs on the EP that I really wanted to talk about the lyrics on it, and yeah, I'll be putting out some stuff. Maybe some more of the Bible devotional. Maybe I'll even do it on this story in Genesis about "Am I my brother's keeper?" But yeah, check back soon. I'll see you guys.